we do have another title fight right around the corner. And that would be this Saturday. We have Khabib and Justin Gaethje facing off for the lightweight title. This is a very anticipated matchup. This is Khabib's first matchup after losing his father, but also since the quarantine has happened, he hasn't been able to make it
Dagestan.
out of or just into wherever the UFC was having a fight at that time. So this is his first showing since all of this has started. I don't know if you saw, but he did make an appearance earlier on Tuesday with.
He had been coaching some corners the last couple weeks.
Yes, but I'm speaking more specifically. He spoke with Stephen A. and Max Kellerman on Tuesday about his fight, and I have to, before we get into the actual fight, Stephen A. addressed the elephant in the room and said, Khabib, it's rumored that you don't want to fight Conor McGregor at this point in time because you don't want to give him the platform. You don't want to give him the spotlight for this fight because you hate him that much. And to quote Khabib, he goes, I don't want to talk about this shit right now. And to me, that showed me he's angry. He's angry about a lot of things, and I think this is going to translate not only into this fight, but into his future fights. But specifically talking about this Gaethje fight, I'd be very shocked if Gaethje comes out on top here. I think Khabib has a lot of pent-up aggression, and he's going to absolutely become a manimal. And he'll be the same guy that we saw when he beat Conor McGregor the first time, when he's dominated this division. But I think he's going to reclaim his spot at the top.
Well, I can definitely see where Khabib would be upset. I mean, if we go back to what Conor said earlier this year when we found out Khabib's father was sick, that's when Conor went and tweeted out that, oh, he's probably faking it. And then we found out a couple days later he passed away. So I can't imagine. Khabib loved his father more than anyone in the world. He idolized him. That was his coach. And he grew up in this sport. And I can't imagine what he felt toward Conor when he saw what he said toward his ill father at the time. And, I can understand the frustration, not wanting to fight him again, but it might be inevitable if he does win this fight, because in January we're getting Conor versus Dustin Poirier, and this will probably set up the number one contender for the lightweight belt, except I don't think it's going to play out that way. I don't believe Khabib is going to win this fight. I love Justin Gaethje. If I actually just rewatched him versus Tony Ferguson earlier today, just to get myself psyched up again for what he's all about. And this is a guy that keeps honing in on his craft and would have more wins in the UFC if he just didn't get so arrogant and cocky throughout the fight. He just got very complacent, as he said, and he lost because he wasn't reading his opponent. He was having too much fun and just getting away from the game plan. And that's why his coach, Trevor Whitman, has been working with him relentlessly, working to improve his craft and every part of his game. And they're going to need that going into this fight, because Khabib is going to try to take down Justin Gaethje. The last thing he wants to do is eat one of those punches that Gaethje is bound to throw at him. And it's going to be interesting to see how Khabib handles those punches when they land, because it was Tony Ferguson, the most iron chin in the UFC, was stumbling taking some of those shots and ended up getting lost by TKO because he just couldn't take anymore. And if Khabib still tries to take him down on the ground, he's probably going to have success on him, but he's also dealing with a guy who is a collegiate wrestler who has who's been working in BJJ for such a long time. And I think that's going to be the main focus of Justin Gaethje's camp, is figuring out the ground game, making sure that he is able to handle what Khabib is going to throw at him, and also take down defense, see how he can stop Khabib from taking him down. So if he's able to keep this fight on their feet, I think this fight is going to be an easy win for Gaethje. But if it's on the ground, it could be a toss-up because a lot of people don't want to test Gaethje on the ground. He has too much of a strong background, and they'd rather fight him on the feet. So you're going to struggle with Gaethje, no matter what, because he is such a strong, well-rounded fighter. But then you can't count out the 28-0 Khabib Nurmagomedov, who has obliterated every opponent put in front of him. So it'll be a great fight. But I think Justin Gaethje has what it takes, and I think he's going to end the streak of Khabib.
I think Justin Gaethje absolutely has what it takes, and I don't want to take a single thing away from him. I think he has proven time and time again that he deserves to be the guy at the top, and he has what it takes to get there. But Khabib is a different animal. I'm telling you, this man is angry, he's hungry, and the only thing in his way right now is Justin Gaethje, and he is going to do absolutely everything in his power to get this man to the ground and test out that ability to grapple with him down there, because I believe that Khabib is not going to be stopped right now. This is a man on a mission, and you have to take away. You can talk about all the technical stuff and everything about what Justin Gaethje's worked on and everything like that. Khabib has had plenty of time off to continue to work, and obviously he took a little break with the passing of his father. But he's well focused. He's ready to go. He is absolutely ready to dominate. And if you take a look at any of Khabib's fights, just like you took a look at Justin Gaethje's fight, you're going to see that this guy absolutely dominates his competition. He has great coaching and game plans going into each matchup, and he's just, his skill set is by far and away one of the best that I've ever seen, and could possibly become the best that I've ever seen.
It's possible that he is fine. I think I'll be interested to see how the loss of his father, not having him in his corner, or if he's thinking about him too much, trying to win this for him, how much that plays a factor. How is he going to handle that pressure? Because there is added pressure for him to win this fight, the first fight after his father has passed. It's a lot to put on yourself, and how is that going to affect his game plan? How is that going to affect him when he's in a certain situation that he probably shouldn't be too aggressive, and then he becomes more aggressive to try to get a finish, and it could end up spiraling out of control for him. It could, and he can end up on the wrong side of things really quickly. You gotta be careful with Justin Gaethje, because he is smart enough, and his coaches are smart enough to figure out a well strategized game plan to beat Khabib. And you have to think, there's no crowd. Where is Khabib getting the motivation from? The adrenaline rush. I mean, we've already seen Justin Gaethje on Fight Island in these conditions, and he thrived in them. He didn't need a crowd to keep the adrenaline going. He just loves the sport. I've never seen somebody smile through a fight before like Justin Gaethje does, because he's built for the sport.
I understand this, but the fact remains is that you're not giving Khabib enough credit.
I'm giving him plenty of credit. I think his record speaks for itself, and the people he has beaten in his career. But
you're also inflating Gaethje at the same time.
Don't underestimate Justin Gaethje.
Nobody's underestimating him.
Competition that Khabib has ever faced. And I think people are
quite possible that is the case, but this is also the hardest competition that Justin Gaethje's ever faced.
Well, of course, I think that goes without saying, but
right,
you can't just look at this like this is Conor McGregor against Khabib, or this is Dustin Poirier against Khabib. Justin's going to learn from that, and he's going to figure out a game plan. If he can stop that double leg takedown, or stop those quick maneuvers by Khabib to get him against the fence and try to wear him down, I think that's going to be the key game plan, is to stop against that, and then work your strategy. Try to move around in that cage. You have the 30-foot ring. You're not working in the small 25-foot ring. So you'll have more room to move around and stay on your feet. So this ring definitely has an advantage for Gaethje, and I think he's going to utilize that to his advantage.
It'll be very interesting to see for sure. Before we get off of it, just quickly, what do you see the outcome being? You said Gaethje's going to win. How do you think that's going to happen?
Yeah, I'll take Gaethje. I think it's going to be TKO. I think that's going to have to be how he wins this fight. I'd say third. I'll probably say third round TKO.
Okay. I believe that this might end up going to a decision, and if that's the case, I think Khabib's going to take it. Even though I'm the one that says that you have to do more than your opponent to get the decision in a title fight. I believe Khabib's going to be able to do just that. I think he's going to get a unanimous decision to reclaim the title.